Well, Vera, when we were talking this morning, I thought we might be talking about headaches in the good way and a good night of celebration. Unfortunately, you've woken up to another kind of headache with the circulation of the video from the dressing room last night, and you've just been facing the world's media, and it's been the first question you've been asked. What was your reaction when you saw the video, and I guess now that you probably have an understanding of its meaning as well?
Well, when they explained to me the meaning, I understood it immediately because my husband has been involved with Rangers FC, so those issues, I knew immediately what happened, and I'm deeply sorry for it. I think that if your freedom ends when you enter the freedom of somebody else. And in my first meeting with the players, the key thing above everything was respect. Respect for each other, respect for the opponent, for the referee. We do not moan, we do not swear, we do not. That is part of our values. We are always there for the little children. We are always there for the people that we can inspire. With respect, we always have respect for for example, staff for the hotel. And then we have now experienced something that's the extreme to the other side. And the moment you hurt people, it's wrong, whatever it is. And this is with a history that is so severe, how do you say that, within the genes of Ireland, can I say it like that? That we should have taken responsibility, and we should have been aware. And it doesn't mean anything that the problem is that went on social media. The only thing that what was important is that it was happening. And I must say, if I would have been in the dressing room, I don't know the song. I know the sensitivities, but I don't know the song. So I wouldn't have been able, that's the downside of a foreign coach, I wouldn't have been able to interrupt it. But the thing is that the players never meant to hurt anyone, but they did hurt people, and that is the same when something else happened. You don't mean to hurt somebody, but you hurt, and there's people offended, so that means that it's wrong in itself. So we're deeply sorry. We want to apologize to everybody who's offended by this, and this is not a statement to make things good. This is a statement that is deep down into our values of our team.
There were plenty of people in that dressing room who should know the impact of singing a song like that. Are you disappointed that it was allowed to happen, that nobody in there, even in the height of emotion that was happening at that stage of the evening, that nobody just said stop?
Yeah, it's difficult. I've spoken to several players. I've spoken to the one who put it on social media, and I asked, did you know what you were posting? And she said, yeah, of course we know it. She said, I don't lie about it, but I did not mean anything. It was not to hurt anyone. I said, but you did hurt people, so it was wrong. And that is the way that we approach things, how we go about any sensitive subject. As soon as you hurt somebody, even if it's one person, it's wrong.
There must be a lot of frustration among the group that this is what people are talking about today, and I guess frustration as well that the video did end up on social media.
No, because then it is about the video. Like as if it would have been okay if the video would not have been sent out. The fact that it happened is wrong, and that is what I want to highlight. So nobody should hide behind the fact why did she put it on social media, as if it's her fault. It's the fault of everybody who was involved, and that is wrong, and that is what we address.
Grace Maloney's a very young player. How has she been? Knowing the fallout from this and probably watching over the last few hours the impact it's had and the conversations that started.
She's devastated. She's absolutely devastated, not because of everything that's coming to her, but that she has hurt people. And that is our core value, that we don't do it. I came into her room and she was devastated, crying, and I was so sorry. Even though it doesn't mean anything to them, they should have known that it means something to others. And in that aspect, it shouldn't have happened.
I get the sense you're all a little bit devastated by what happens, because today should be a day of pure joy. I don't want to be asking you these questions, and I'm looking at Chloe Mustaki going on Sky Sports all across the UK. You've just been on Sky Sports, and the first 5-6 questions are intense questions about what happened last night. This shouldn't have how it been.
Yeah, but it should so. If you do something wrong like this, I wouldn't agree if we would not have been asked. So that is the responsibility that we have. And it doesn't matter if it's in the outside world. It doesn't matter if it's the Irish women's national team. It doesn't matter if it's 4 people not being known into a room. This should not happen because it hurts people. And as soon as it hurts people, it's wrong. And that is what I would like to emit. So no hiding behind the fact that social media is the cause. No, we are the cause. We have done something wrong, nobody else.
It is a real reminder, a very harsh reminder for the players of the spotlight that will now be on them. As you said, you have set a very high standard internally. I think the nation has responded to that. Commercial backers have responded to it. Everyone believes in this group as more than just a football team, I think. And that sense of maybe they've been a little bit let down, I'm sure, is something that hurts quite badly.
Yeah, exactly, because everybody know that we are a team that wants to be available, wants to inspire. We stand up for what is good, and this is wrong. So we take full responsibility. I'm responsible for this team, so I take full responsibility for this.
Talking to some of the players outside and reflecting on the achievement of last night, I think they're all still a little bit shell-shocked, and you wait so long and talk for so many years of saying we want to get to a major tournament, and then you're there and you're not quite sure how to respond. How are you responding now, knowing that you've finally done it?
Yeah, it sounds then a bit strange after what we just spoke about, but this group deserves it so much. They've been fighting through so many issues. They've been they've not been recognized as top athletes in the past. They've not been recognized as players who have the right to develop their talents. They've not been recognized to make steps forward. They had to go on strike to get better conditions. But on the other hand, the FAI has responded fantastically. We have now equal pay. We stay in Castleknock hotel like the men. We fly charter to our away games. So the FAI is doing everything to develop the circumstances for the players. But next to that, we are developing the circumstances and the opportunities, the development opportunities for little girls up to the national team and grassroots level. And we have sponsors related to that, with Sky especially for the lead and emitting our message. It's not for nothing that they say we outbelieve. And Cadbury's, who is sponsoring especially investment in grassroots senior level, which is so important and often forgotten. So also in that whole sense, we deserve it so much to go to the World Cup. We're a bit in shock, like we are there, we are actually going to the World Cup. And especially also that it is that this happened, it's really not in our team. And we have to realize that if it's not in our team, just don't do it. Just don't do it, because it's not our values, not us. It is not us. Yeah. It's truly not us. And we want to emit support and respect. And we want to give, we want to inspire and nothing else. It's
breaking your heart a little bit having to talk about this morning.
It does, because those values are so important with us. It's even when somebody makes a joke to a player and I see that a player is a bit felt aside, we immediately address it. In the group, we address it. Where just a little, it's little things, but players address it themselves now. They speak to each other of how we deal with each other, with the people around us, being available, always being available for little kids, to the press, to the board, to everybody that's around us, because we know where we're coming from and how hard we need everybody, and how others then need us, and together we can make something beautiful. So what happened this morning, or went out last night, it's just against all our being, and that is why it's hurting. It's hurting me, it's hurting the players, but especially the key thing is we hurt others, and we don't. It's wrong. We just we just shouldn't do that. It's just wrong.
I'm interested there, the line you said about the players being elite players and not being treated as elite players, or maybe even seeing themselves as elite players. It does feel like Liberty Hall 2017 was a moment where they said, actually, enough is enough. We are elite players. I'm wondering the process over the last couple of years of trying to rebuild their mindset from years and years of being ignored, but also the devastation of Ukraine, which seemed to have an almighty blow to all of their confidence. How that process has been for you, and really last night seemed the culmination where I think it's fair to say was probably the best performance of your reign so far at the perfect time.
Yeah. We grow every game, and every game we play our best game ever. I do not agree that you said about Ukraine that brought down our confidence. Not at all. It pushed our confidence. There in Ukraine, we said to each other, we are going to the World Cup. We are whatever happens, whatever is needed for it, we are going to the World Cup. And maybe that performance there helped us to put on the pitch what we do now, because whatever it took, they were there for each other, they were there for the country, they were there for fighting a result that nobody ever expected. We expected it, we knew we could do it, but of course you need luck. It is 90 minutes game that changes lives. But the game plan was there. Everybody bought into the game plan to the extreme, and I've never seen a team doing that in that way. And maybe the issue Ukraine game has helped us to be able to do it now for 90 plus minutes in a way that is unbelievable.
Have you watched the game back yet?
No, little parts. No, we had a very genuine, lovely party that the FAI quickly organized. Just us, not with all others involved, just us, and it was so lovely and warm, and everybody was just so happy for each other.
I saw you on the phone to your husband in the stadium last night, was it? And some of the family, the sort of messages you've been getting, is there anything that stands out over the last 24 hours that's meant a lot to you?
It meant so much, and for me personally, I received so much support in the last weeks from the Irish people, from everybody. They put their arms around me. The squad has lifted me, kept me on my feet. Everybody in Ireland has been so good to me. That even if I have a little bit of contribution to this success, then I'm proud, and then that is maybe what I give back to the country.
We'll have a lot of time over the next 8 months to talk about the World Cup and the excitement of the draw coming up in a couple of weeks' time. You've been to a major tournament before. The plan for the next few months, I know after, say, Ukraine, you went through a process of playing very tough opposition to prepare yourself for nights like last night. Yeah. What are your initial thoughts on friendlies next month, the break in February, as to what you're going to do and what you want to do?
Yeah, next month we've spent the money. We've spent the money for the Georgia game because we were forced to play in June, and they were 7 weeks out of league and out of competition, so we needed to have a long camp there. But I have the feeling that the FAI wants us to play, and I think that we will sell out our stadium.
I think you might get a big night in Tallaght, all right.
Yeah. Well, Tallaght is under reconstruction, so who knows? The Viva Stadium.
You're putting it out there now.
But maybe going into the country, that will also be nice to show ourselves in other areas of the country, because it's time for that. Let's see how we go, but we will build from there. After November, we will build a program that hopefully gets us the right opponents to be ready for the World Cup.
Would you like the Netherlands in the draw?
No.
You couldn't deal with it?
No, too much happened there. If we play the Netherlands, that would be not easy. Of course, I will deal with it. I'm a professional. We go for it, but that's the only country that I would not like to have in my group.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks. Congratulations again, Vera.
Thank you so much.